In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a new double slip knot bracelet using the Rainbow Loom. You want to have your pins in a staggered position so they are not in line with one another, and you want the arrows to be facing towards you, and you will need to choose your colors. So I have some neon rainbow colors for the center, and then I'm going to be using black for the sides. We're going to be working with just 6 pins on the loom, and if you have a rainbow loom, you can have the bracelet grow down through this open area, but if you have a different brand of loom, you will have to have it grow out through the front in between 2 pins. So we're going to start on the center row on the 3rd pin in, and I will start with my first color, which is pink. And for the center of the bracelet, I want the bands to be doubled. So in order to do this, I'm just going to place it on my hook, twist, and put it back on. So you see 2 loops on the hook. And on this 3rd pin up, I'm going to stretch it diagonally and down to the right. And I don't have to twist. And then I'm going to go to the next pin above in that center row. Again, I am doubling this rubber band, and it's going from that center pin diagonally and down to the right again, so it will just be parallel to the one that we put on first. And now I want to take my outside color, which I have black, and I'm going to go to the 2nd pin in that middle row. It's going to do a long stretch diagonally and up to the right. It's going to go over those 2 pink bands and go to this pin on the right hand row. And so it's not going to be doubled. It's just going to go right on top there. And now what I want to do is I want to move the pink bands that are on this right hand row into the center. And so I'm going to be picking both bands up at once and just moving that up into the middle row, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. And now at this point I have 4 rubber bands on both of these pins, and what I want to do is remove the bottom 2. I'm pulling them over the top, and that's going to create a slip knot. And you can just wiggle this just a little bit to get it to be a little bit snug against that rubber band. And we're going to push all of this down to the bottom. That's what we're going to be doing for every layer. And so now I'm going to switch to orange. Again, I want the rubber band to be doubled. And I'm going from this center row, putting it right on top of where the pink ones went. It's going to stretch diagonally down and to the right. And now I'll do my 2nd orange. It's just going right above where that 2nd pink one went. And now I need a black to stretch all the way across. So starting in that center row, and it's a long stretch. And now I want the orange bands that are on the right hand row to go into the center. So I'm taking them both at once. You may have to push this down on your pin a little bit so you have room. Just do the other one. And now on the pin I have the 2 pink bands on the bottom. I'm not doing anything with those. I want the 2 lower orange bands that are in the center of this pin. I'm going to grab both of those and pull them over the top, and then the same thing on the next pin. And then again, I just want to sort of push this together in front of each of these pins to make that slip knot a little bit tighter. And now I'm going to push these down. I want to add 3 layers before I start taking off the bottom layer. So now I'm going to switch to yellow. And again, I'm doubling the band. It's going right over top of where the orange ones went. And now I want to cross it with the black. Remember, this is just a single band, it's not doubled. And now I want the yellow to go up into the middle row. And now you can see this pin's getting very full. We have the pink and the orange, and now we have 4 yellow bands. So I want the bottom 2 yellow bands to come out and over the top. Do it for both pins. And then I'm just going to sort of push this together to make that slip knot a little bit tighter on the black band. And now you can see we have 3 layers on, so we have to get rid of that bottom layer. So on all of the pins, I'm going to remove the bottom layer. So on the black bands, it's going to be just 1 single band. And then on these inside bands, we have 2 bands at once. So I want the 2 pink to come off. And then on the end here, I have just the single bottom black rubber band. And so from now on, we're going to put 1 layer on and then take 1 layer off from the bottom. So I'm switching to green, again doubling the band. And now I want the black rubber band to cross that. And now I'm moving the green bands up from the right hand row. And now I want the bottom layer of green to come over the top. So I'm taking the 2 bottom green bands and pulling them over. And then I want that slip knot to get a little bit tight there. And now I want to remove the bottom layer from all of the rubber bands. So I just have that 1 band of black. I'm going to have the 2 orange on both pins. And then again, just 1 black band from the end. I'm going to push all of this down. And now I'm switching to blue. So I'm doubling this. And then crossing with the black. And now I want the blue to move up to that center row. And now I need that bottom layer of blue to come over the top layer, making that slip knot. And then I just want to make these tight. And now I'm removing the bottom layer from all of the pins. And now I want to push this down. And as I said earlier, if you have a rainbow loom, it will just grow right out through this open area. But if you have another brand of loom that has a solid base, as this is growing, you're going to have to use your hook to have it come forward, and it's going to have to work its way out in between the pins. So I'm just going to continue on in that pattern, and I will fast forward here. When you have your bracelet to the length that you'd like it and you're ready to take it off the loom, you should have 2 layers of rubber bands on. So what we're going to do now is remove the bottom layer. So I'm taking 1 from the end and 2 from the center pins. Taking 2 at once here in the middle, and then just 1 band from the end. And now what I'm going to do is take the 2 rubber bands off the 1 pin, leave it on my hook, and move it over to the next pin. And then I will take the 2 bottom bands and pull them over the top. And now I'm going to get each of the black bands and put them on that pin as well. And now I will take the 2 bottom bands and pull them over the top. And so now I should just have 2 rubber bands. I'm going to reach my hook down through and pick up these last 2 bands, and I'm going to pull this bracelet out. And now I'm going to take a clip. I have an S clip here, and I'm just going to hook these 2 loose bands through. And now on the other side here, I'll just grab some bands on the end, and I will hook the other side on here. And then here is your bracelet. This is what it looks like on the one side. You can see all of the slip knots, and then it has the black in the center. And then on the reverse side, it's got 2 rows of fishtails, and you can sort of see the black in the middle of that too. And here is another bracelet that I made using the same pattern. I just changed the colors to white on the outside and rainbow colors in the middle that I changed every 2 layers. And then here's what that one looks like on the other side. It just has the rainbow colors. And so that is the Double Slip Knot Bracelet. So I hope that everyone enjoyed this tutorial. It is a little bit more of a challenging pattern, and it does take a while to make it, but I think the result is pretty unique. You can always leave me comments on YouTube or Facebook, post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching.